Cancer, welcome to your Astroflower reading going out for this week. Here we're going to be going into your chakras, your aura, and also your tarot reading. I have done a collective reading on the heart and sacrum chakra, which you can find on our channel as well. It's the changing aspect to the energy around us, and it does affect everybody on an individual basis, but also on a collective sort of side of things as well. So you might want to have a go and have a look at that. We've also got your 3-month reading coming out on Wednesday next week, and the collective on Sunday. So without further ado, let's just sort of connect everything. Okay, and let's just get into your chakras here. Okay, this is the root chakra. It's well defined, and I tell you, it's been coming on for about sort of 2 or 3 weeks for you here, and everything seems to be locked into place now in regards to fundamental things that you're up for, that you want in your life. These are fundamental sort of foundation sort of things in life, like houses, like sort of job and that sort of thing. You know, there's a clear vision of what you need in order to get what you want. That's what it seems to be like. And the root chakra seems to be really strong, as if like you're really heading towards a place where you want to be, basically, and you're finding your roots, as it were. And you're going to be moving into your summer period soon. So, you know, is it your summer period? No, your autumn period. I do apologise. It is still your summer period. So I can understand that at the moment. That's really nice. It's very, very grounded, very in a good rooted situation. Let's just find out what's going on your sacrum. So this is these are fundamental desires. So fundamental desires are I want to eat or I need to eat. Heart's desires are what do I want to eat. So there's a slight difference, and it sort of you get the fundamental. It mixed with this is how the chakras work. So we mix them in a bit like paint or music, if you like. A little bit of heart, a little bit of sacrum, a little bit of this, just to make the overture that you really want. So yeah, it's really nice. It's incredibly powerful this coming week, and I wouldn't hold back. Basically, it's now your time to strike out and strike forth, by the looks of things, and strike forth for you. Now, you know, Cancer, sometimes you can get involved with family and friends sort of situations, and also your partner sort of situation, where you end up sort of doing a lot of running around and work for basically for a lot of other people, and which is really nice, obviously. And I'm not saying stop that, but what I'm saying is don't forget yourself in this whole sort of scenario. Make sure you start heading to what you want. That's really important this week. Really put it into well, let's see. Let's have a look at yours, because it's nicely balanced. So let's just finish that off. It's nicely balanced. It's really nicely charged. There's a lot of energy in there. So there's a good work-play ethic here. I think you found that just milieu, that middle space, basically, going between the two. So you feel, I think you're going to feel a lot more sort of confident about yourself, confident about where you want to be, what you want to be doing, and stuff like that. It's gonna make you feel really at home with yourself. Let's just see what's going on the solar plexus. And the solar plexus is all about the here and now. So basically, it's reconnecting with a lot of things within your life. It's getting involved in that here and now as well. And this is another application of what you so desire in your life in the here and now. So if you would like, let's just say like a bridge club, or, you know, sort of that sort of thing within your surroundings, or some sort of club, you might have to instigate this. You might have to sort of say, I want this, therefore I'm going to put it out there and get it moving. You know, that sort of thing. It seems like there's going to be a lot of it seems like you're very busy in that here and now, and very passionate about what you're doing. It seems to be really, you know, you're fired up for what you want, basically, and you've got your burners going. And I would not hold back at all if I was you. Move from one thing to another very quickly if you so desire, if you so need to as well. Yeah, I really wouldn't hold back. Let's just see what's going on your heart chakra, shall we? So there is that. I go back to this collective reading that I did for the heart chakra and the sacrum. The heart chakra here is atypical about following your heart's desires, or your heart showing you what you desire. Whether you follow it or not is another matter. Sometimes, we often know what we should be doing, and then we end up doing something completely different, which is probably not a good thing, and that sometimes can be, the difficult part for you, Cancer, really. Just keeping on doing for you more than anything else. You do a lot of that behind the scenes, but now it's a case of, no, get out there, get in front, get involved, and get rocking and rolling, basically. So, yeah, I would follow your heart's desires at the moment. It seems to be pointing in a particular direction, and it doesn't necessarily mean I would like to be a film star. It's more sort of, I think I'd like to be involved in the arts, maybe theatre, maybe acting, maybe lighting, that sort of thing. And then it's going to gradually dovetail you into exactly what you want to be doing. So I would just head off on that road now if I was you, Cancer. I wouldn't hold back, basically. Let's see what's going on in your sacrum. I'm already in the pole shift scenario. I've got your sacrum up by your third eye and your throat chakra, and your throat chakra and your third eye is coming down by your sacrum. It's all about that. That's what the energy is doing at the moment. Let's just see what's happening with the third eye and the throat chakra. That's really good. You've got some supercharged energy this week. Really nice. In all the senses, everything seems to be charged and fully charged. It's like a Tesla car ready to rock and roll. Everything, and within the third eye and the throat chakra, we have a scenario here where it's you've got your objectives logically within your mind's eye. It's in accordance to your heart and to your ultimate desires and the amount of passion you have for the thing, the direction that you're taking. And when you have the third eye and the throat chakra really well accentuated, this is good for manifestation. So at the moment, you're fully charged to do that, to start manifesting things within your life. And it's bringing forth the good part of the ego, because that's what the energy that's coming out at the moment. It's all to do with ego. And that's good and bad. There's good and bad to both sides of life, as much as there is to the ego. And this is what I'm talking in regards to the ego. What I'm saying here is you need to be in a situation where you're looking after yourself. You're making sure you're in a good place without having to walk on anybody, obviously, and without having to degrade anybody or anything around you in order to get there, but it's walking towards your sort of logical heart's desires, basically, and it's really well charged. So there's good bit of communication. You will feel at ease with communicating with people, telling them how you feel, telling them what you want, and stuff like that. I think it's a very good idea. It's going to put you very clear about where you're going, to be very frank and very direct in a way. And I think you'll be protected by all of this. Your energy is so strong that when you say things, if people do take it completely the wrong way, then obviously they've got work to do on themselves, because that's their observation. They've sort of turned your words around so it actually means something else for them. And you kind of like, what? Really? Okay, so I wouldn't worry about that. It's just going to bring to the surface the people that that just don't get the logic of where you're going, basically, and it will streamline your life a lot. Let's just see what's going on with your crown chakra. It's very, very nice. In a very harmonious place. It's the calmest of all the chakras, which is really nice. And I think your consciousness is now waiting for you to take that path, take those steps going forward. I think within the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you're going to start realizing that's when your consciousness will kick in with the rest of your chakras and your energy, and that's when you can really start manifesting. But the manifestation at the moment this week, I think, is more into this is how I want things, and recognizing how you want it, what you want, when you want it, that sort of thing in life. Once you do that, it's going to be much easier for you to actually start putting out to the universe, expressing what exactly you so desire. Therefore, you should get something that sort of equates to what you've put out there. And that's going to be sort of happening within the next sort of 10 days, 2 weeks. We'll see that on the 3 monthly reading, which we're going to do on the equinox reading, which comes out next Wednesday. But it's really calm at the moment. So it's concentrating on getting the things in place for the inner being of you, of your heart's desires and stuff like that. Let's have a look at your aura. See what's going on there. Okay, there seems to be, there's something at the beginning of the week here. Let's just have a look, see if we can... I think this comes from the outside world. This could be a bit of a tower moment that's going on in the world outside. Seen it quite a lot in the majority of the readings. In the beginning part of the week, the Tuesday or something around that sort of lines, within the next sort of like 2 or 3 days after this video coming out. And then after that, in the middle of the week, and this is also what we've seen, is this realization basically of kind of having to deal with something on the outside and just sort of like avoiding the bullets, as it were, from the outside world, just trying to sort of like centralize yourself. But by the middle of the week, Wednesday and Thursday, there's going to be this realization of how to position yourself, so you can almost kind of go, okay, and knock the bullets out of the way and actually progress forward. You know, that sort of thing. There's going to be an understanding. There's an an input into your life within the first sort of like 2 or 3 days of the of next week, and then by the middle of the week and coming into the middle of the week, you're going to realize how to deal with it. So let's see what's going on. And as I said earlier on, I think there's a lot of protection upon you. I think if you do head off and down your path, if you don't know where your path is, because obviously this is a general reading, and some of us are not. Sometimes we go out of sync with life. If you don't know what your path is, just take time out to sit down, to listen to your heart, listen to your inner being, as it were. The moment you start doing that, you're going to start realizing that, yes, that's the direction I'd like to take. I'd like to go into the arts. And then once you just start taking that direction, you're going to be able to, once you start taking that direction, you're going to, it's going to become clear how you do this. And once you start taking that direction, the universe is going to help you. The universe is going to help you. But it might need a bit of preparation on your side. But once you've done that preparation, and this week is a little bit about that preparation, once you've sorted that out, and once you start heading off down your direction, you will be pulled exactly to where you should be. Okay? But for those of you who've got it clear within themselves, this is, you're going to get a lot of protection because you're walking down that path. Because you're doing what you should be doing. It's like an auto protection. You don't have to protect yourself. It's like there's a big, sort of invisible force field that is the aura. I can see auras. I've been lucky enough to see auras pretty much all my life. And they're amazing things. And they do change regularly. But it's like part of your magnetic field is like shields up in a way without you having to do it, So it's really nice for you. Let's just see. Let's do a little bit of a reading on your on your tarot reading. So this is the overall energy. This is the karmic paths, relationship, financial or material side of life, how the universe influences you, how your guides influences you, how your guides influence conversation within you, and also the general outcome, which is up the top there. Okay, so yeah, it's the cards that wanting to jump out at the moment is all about playing smart and playing smart for yourself more than anything else. As I said earlier on, let's just see what the overall energy is for you. Could it be tying up loose ends? I think it's the realizations, these realizations that might be coming to the surface about what you want to be doing is actually long-term realizations that may have come back round like a boomerang. And when you've sat down and realized that within you and you can't ignore that sort of inner voice anymore, it's bringing things back into the fold, as it were. It could well be that you're here to reconnect with old friends in your life at this present and this week. It could well have something to do with that. It depends on what you're sort of living. But more than anything else, I think it's a case of, when I was a kid, I had ideas of wanting to be playing soccer and stuff like that. And I might just go out and play soccer again just for a laugh, and then I'll meet people, then it heads you off down that road. That's what I'm sort of saying about picking a path. It's allowing those sort of long-term, long-forgotten maybe paths and plans to come up to the surface. Okay, I think I mentioned it earlier on within your chakra reading as well. Your karmic message or your karmic sort of understanding this week is to walk away from complications. As I said, when some people are not going to get the logic of where you're coming from, and if they don't get the logic from where you're coming from, that's fine, that's okay. Don't try and change their mind, don't try and wake them up. Just walk ahead and kind of go, oh, well, that's fine, that's no worries, and walk on with your life. Keep going. And I think that's within your relationships. I think it's going to become blatantly clear, because you should be heading off down your path, and some people may not actually appreciate that. Carrying too much. So that's what the universe is sort of trying to advise you here on this, and this may be causing those sort of headaches as well. I wouldn't obviously carry things that aren't your weight to carry. And this goes as much for our children as anything, as our friends and family. The idea is when you want to help someone out, you hold out your hand, you help them up. They start walking, you start walking, everyone's hunky-dory. If you go down in the hole they're in, then we got two people down in the hole. You understand what I mean? So it's, letting go of that weight, letting go of that sort of, I wouldn't say responsibility, but it's more of a case of, there's only so much we can do for another person. You can't live their life for. Basically, I think that's what's sort of saying here. Yeah, patience. Yeah, patience with the people that are around you. Very possible. It's also a case here that your guides are trying to realise the timing of things. So they may be sort of saying, this is the moment to move on. This person doesn't get the logic, so move on. So patience is only in waiting to act. And that's what the temperance is all about, is finding your flow, finding your wings, as it were. So you can actually go ahead and do what you've got to do within your relationships. Strength card. Now, this is what's playing through you. So this is the inner conversation in a way. It's a strength card, so it's quelling those doubts within you. Don't go back to the past that's not good for you. Go, only allow the good things from the past to come through. And that's what the overall energy wants to come through as well. So you have to be strong about this. You have to be in a position where you're sort of saying, I recognize this inner desire within me and I am going to get it. I'm recognizing this inner desire in me in regards to my relationships, and I'm not backing down, because it would only ever be second best or second rated. And I don't think anybody would appreciate that. No one would appreciate being in a relationship with someone who's only in it for second best. So, I think this is what that strength card is all about. And be patient about it. Put your things out there, the ideas out there. That's the start of the manifestation period. And being strong to yourself. Let's just see what's going on the, excuse me a second. Let's just see what's going on the financial sort of side. Here's your karmic mission here. So it's upside down. I think there's 2 cards there. I'm sure of it. No, there's not. There's only 1. Do apologise. 6 of Swords. So, being carried through. I think this is setting up a lot of things for you. Miracles can happen for you. I think here the understanding is that whole thing about protection. When you start down your path, you're going to realise that everything is there trying to help you out to get to where you're supposed to be going. And that's that realisation that actually you're being helped through this. And once you start going down that path, it's going to become evident. And how to use it, how to allow, your guides and the universe to actually help you in multitudes of ways. That 10 of Pentacles wanted to come out. It was under the 6 of... is it the 6 of Cups? No, 7 of Cups. Page of Cups, sorry. Page of Cups. So it's learning about that sort of process. And the universe is sort of saying, you've got everything. And I think this runs true to your aura and your chakras, of what we looked at. You have everything. You have all the possibilities. And the universe is sort of saying, we've got everything. What do you want to do? Let's go ahead and do it. So, yeah, and your guides here, this is where you've got to be the leader, I think. And striking out, as I said, within your life. Striking out in regards to what you want as a career, what you want as a home, how you physically want life, what activities you want to be doing. So it's all about the material world. And the guides here are trying to create those coincidences around you that's going to turn you into that leader. The moon. That's quite an unusual one, to be honest. I might have to clarify that with some other cards. Let's just see what we get off it. Okay, I think, as I said earlier on, I think once you start moving down your path and start walking towards in the direction that you should be going or you want to be going, it's going to reveal a lot of things in other people, because other people may not want you to change. Other people may be satisfied with who you are. And within that satisfaction of who you are and where you're going in the future, it might be a case that you're going to realise that some people are, they're supposed to be on your side, but they're not really helping you out. It's like being being in some sort of sport where you play together in a team and you've got a teammate that says I'm not going to pass you because I don't want you to get success. It's going to be very frustrating, and I think you're going to realise that as you go forward in this. We will pull some other cards on it, but that's what I think is coming to the surface. It's a cycle that needs to happen. So as it needs to happen, things will come to the surface, will give you utter understanding and comprehension. There's this one, 5 of Cups. It was upside down. I don't read upside down cards because otherwise it would just become maybe a little bit too complicated. But here's the upside down, and I think it's the past. I think it's tied to this cup here, this 6 of Cups. So we got 2 6s on the board. I was just sort of wondering here. 2 6s on the board. 2 5s on the board, and that seems to be the overall sort of flow going through you at the moment. So I think this is a case of a disappointment in the past rather than in the future. It's almost like by the end of the week you're going to be reminded that this is, I'm not going back to what it was in the past. I want to be going forward, and behind the 5 of Cups is normally a bridge and a new city. So basically going on to a new life. Stop looking into the past and look into the future, basically. That is that's the key behind that one there. I just want to get a bit more on this. Yeah. I wouldn't hold on. So if you realise that someone is not really helping you out, not really batting on your side, I would just let it flow off your back like the water off the back of a duck. I wouldn't really get too too caught up in it. Yeah, it ties up with here. We got the temperance as well on that side as well, which has got the 2 cups. It's the manifestation of the thing. It's being patient about your manifestation, allowing things to come to the surface, so then you can be really clear about how you go forth. And then we get the 4 of Wands. That's been coming out in everybody's reading. There is a moment where I think collectively we're going to go through something where we're going to realize a lot of things, and the world is not going to be the same. And this is what I'm talking about in the logical revolution. I just want to pull on the 5 of Cups. I think you do have quality work, not only within yourself. It's recognition of the good work you've done, but also recognizing how it fits with the people who work like you, who are within your interest. Lovers, those 2 cups coming out again and really falling into harmony or just absolute joy of what you're doing and how you're going forward with the 9 of Cups and walking towards loads of possibilities within your life. It really comes out nice. I think this is a very strong week for you, Cancer. And if you go off down your path, all of a sudden it's going to open up like a flower, petal by petal, and all of a sudden you're going to have a beautiful situation going into the next 2 weeks after that, when your consciousness activates the rest of it and you can really start manifesting things. There you go, Cancer. Thank you very much for being here. Don't forget you have your 3 monthly reading coming out on Wednesday, the collective on Sunday, and we did the reading for the heart chakra and the sacrum chakra, which you will find on our channel as well. I thank you very much for your support for this channel. YouTube doesn't give us any support whatsoever. You can find us as well on Rumble, over there, doing the videos on there. See if Rumble gives us more support, basically. So yeah, in the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.